Am I the asshole for applying to The Bachelor? So the other day I had nothing really to do, and I ended up pulling up the application to be the next Bachelor.
That's what I do when I'm bored. What?
It was pretty easy to fill out, and I've always thought it would be a great fit for a multitude of reasons, so I ended up submitting my application. I thought nothing of it. It was like signing up to win a car at the mall. My girlfriend, however, thinks differently.
What?
She heard me banging away on my keyboard as I was filling out the "why do you want to be on the show" portion of the form, and I was so lost in thought I didn't even notice her looking over my shoulder. She thought it was a joke at first, but then she saw I'd used the word love, and shit hit the fan. I tried to explain to her that I was just screwing around, that I was just trying to write what I knew the producers would want to hear, and that I wasn't actually looking for love, but she wasn't buying it. I told her I don't actually have any intention of being on The Bachelor, and she's all like, well, if they called you up and cast you, would you go? And I admitted it would be hard to turn down. But she's one to talk with the way she and her friends drool over that douche Matt James every Monday night. And that's tame compared to how they act during The Bachelorette when there are multiple men to gawk at. But she never hears a peep out of me. I've literally applied to be on The Amazing Race, Survivor, and a million other reality shows, so I don't see how being on The Bachelor would be any different. I mean, none of those are about finding a romantic relationship.
It's all the same, Ben.
Yes, it involves beautiful women, and yes, I'd have to be single for at least the duration of the show, but I love my girlfriend, and if she ever had an opportunity to be on The Bachelorette, I would push her to do it because that way she'd have a life far better than the one I could ever give her. And she deserves the best life possible. It's hurtful she wouldn't do the same for me, even though it destroys me inside. She doesn't see it that way, and when I told her that it was a dumb argument because this is all just hypothetical anyway, she got up and left the house. Am I actually at fault here? I was just messing around, same as buying a lottery ticket, taking a 1 in a million chance at a better future, and she's pissed off about it. It wasn't an indictment on her or our relationship. Was it wrong for me to fill out the application in the first place, or is she overreacting? This is amazing. Like I don't know if this is real or not, but I love it.
It doesn't sound real.
Can you just apply to be... I understand there's an application to be a contestant. Mm-hmm. Like for The Bachelor, you can apply to be one of the women trying to marry The Bachelor. Mm-hmm. But you can also apply to be the one person who is the center of everyone's attention?
Is that what he was saying?
Well, yeah, he said he's applying to be The Bachelor so he could get all these women.
He's not going to get it. Because I don't think that's how it works at this point. So many seasons in, I think they kind of know who. Do they just
recycle the people? They just pick like someone who didn't win.
Like they have people of certain interests, whether they were on previous seasons or have some kind of spotlight on them. Like I think that's how it works. It's like an inside job.
Do you watch the Bachelor? Bachelorette?
Not really. I mean, I'm very aware of it, and I used to watch.
So we watched one season. And I was actually fascinated by it because it was the season with this soccer player.
Juan Pablo.
So he was the Bachelor. Well, it was amazing because he was clearly not like a catch. He wasn't someone you would want to date.
He was very rude.
He was rude and like...
womanizing.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. But there were obvious red flags that like he's not someone you'd want to be with. But in the narrow scope of the show... all these women are dropped into this location and thought like it is a competition to win this guy.
We must compete for Juan Pablo.
Yeah, like it turns it into a game and it gamifies it and they just assume this is what the prize they should want.
Yeah.
And it was really fascinating to watch a few of the women sort of realize like, oh wait, like I don't actually want to be with this guy.
But they only realized when it was like the final two.
Yeah, so like right towards the end, I think at least one of them was like, "I'm out of here, dude. Yeah. Like I don't want to be with you."
Yeah, that was a good season.
That was funny. Reason. Anyway, back to the situation. Like,
would you apply to be the next Bachelor?
Of course, I would. No, like that's insane.
But what strikes me is this guy says he's applied to be on Amazing Race, Survivor, and a million other reality shows. What? I'm just curious because I've never met a person who has so much desire to be so desperately on a reality show.
I could see some of them have more an appeal to me, like The Amazing Race. I think we know someone who applied to be on The Amazing Race. I think it was a YouTube.
There's been YouTubers on it.
Yeah.
Anyways. But it sounds like this person doesn't have an interest on one particular show. He just like wants to be on any reality show.
But in a way, like getting on a reality show is one pretty easy path to becoming a sort of micro influencer. Because you notice the people who got on these shows, often end up with like these kind of
sponsorships on Facebook and Instagram. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look, if he agreed with his girlfriend that he was applying to all these things very cynically, just as a way to maybe make some money by getting some internet fame, then that's actually totally okay in the context of the relationship, even if I sort of question your values and ethics of wanting to do that.
Right.
Like you want to be like the person who has a girlfriend back at home on The Bachelor,
you don't
who's
wanna be that
just there to
person.
maybe get famous.
They're going to find out. They're literally going to look
This
on
has
Instagram.
happened even,
This
right?
has happened, yeah.
Yeah, so clearly there are people who just apply to be on the show just to be on TV. Yeah.
So maybe they agreed, and maybe his life's mission is to be on a reality show, but
they didn't agree.
She's clearly, no, maybe they agreed on other reality shows that he's applied to in the past, but it's clear she was not happy about him applying on The Bachelor, and he doesn't see why that's a problem. Oh, it's not a problem. I'm going to date all these other women. Like,
Any of the relationship themed reality shows, to me, you'd have to be insane to go on them. No one comes out of those looking good, right?
you don't want to go on Temptation Island.
Temptation.
Ben.
Yeah, at night we just like we're on our phones in bed. We'll like throw on like television just in the background, and we watched Temptation Island the other day. That show is insane.
It's so good, though.
So like they send 4 couples to an island, and they bring a bunch of single people to mingle with them. They split up the couples, so all the girls are just now in a villa with a bunch of guys who are trying to sleep with them, and vice versa, right? And it's like, who in a relationship they actually value in any meaningful way puts themselves in that situation?
Well, you got to prove your love by not cheating.
Oh,
It's like entrapment.
The host
Like, this
is
should
such
be
a
illegal.
weirdo creep too.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
the
L. Wahlberg.
Dollar store Mark Wahlberg.
I would be upset too if I were her and Ben applied to be on The Bachelor and I didn't previously discuss this. I'd be like, what are you looking for? The love is right here. Look in front of you. Give me the final rose.
What a weird spin on it too, that he's basically admitting too that like it's like a 1 in a million opportunity. But if it came along, like I would totally entertain the possibility of finding love on it, and I would want the same thing for her to have a better life.
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's not ignore that part because
That's
that was
super
pretty
bizarre,
messed up.
right?
And she deserves the best life possible, better than the one I could ever give her. Like, what?
What a strange relationship these people must have.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
All right, Menchie.
All right, little Menchie, what do you think?
She fell asleep. Menchie, who's the asshole? Is it your brother?